appreciated the Renaissance, partly due to my background as an amateur artist. Their art symbolizes their creativity. I respected the Renaissance emphasis on authority, shown in Machiavelli's book, The Prince. A ruler should be strict. This was a model for me and our great people of Germany. Just as Machiavelli wrote his book describing the perfect ruler of his nation, so I wrote Mein Kampf to share my goals for our great country. The era of exploration was also very interesting. It showed determination to expand territories. I revere this philosophy. I tried to expand Germany at all costs. Just as the monarchs of the land in 1494 looked towards the Pope for guidance, my people looked to me to conquer and purify our land. I valued the scientific revolution. It was a time when giant strides were made in scientific discovery. Realizing that the planets were in orbit around the sun and that the Earth was not in the center of the universe was monumental. Also, the theories of inductive and deductive reasoning influenced scientific discoveries and political decisions. Conversely, the enlightened liberal revolution was a step backwards. The liberal revolution encouraged people to go against nationalist views. People had too many freedoms. I think that people need their lives structured for them. Without this, commerce would become turmoil and lives would be destroyed. A strict government with a determined leader is necessary. The Napoleonic Wars were a test of France's strength. The French disgust me, as they are cowards in war. I respect Napoleon Bonaparte for his vow to create a nationalist country, but France did not deserve such a courageous leader. His dedication to his people reminds me of myself, although his people are vermin that do not belong on this earth. Industrialization launched great progress for the Germans. It led to amazing nationalistic efforts by our country. Not only did our country emerge as an industrial power, but Otto von Bismarck also made it a social and political power. He wanted to strengthen, then expand Germany. This idea pleased me. Imperialism was an excellent concept, and it illustrated my goals as a leader. The idea that there should be economic, social, and political domination of great powers over weak nations is magnificent. Germany is the greatest power in the world. It would be a gift for inferior countries to be governed by our amazing political power. Once Europe was unified, the German people realized their potential strength. We felt the desire and the right to be a leading global power. We attacked first so that we wouldn't have to be defensive later. We needed to avoid a two-front war, and the Schlieffen Plan assured us of this. We infiltrated the heart of France. Once Paris was destroyed, we knew that France would fall. The Allied countries acted too quickly, however, and we were forced to retreat. By this time, the Russians had invaded Germany, and a two-front war was in place. We went back into France, and the world saw trench warfare for the first time. Eventually, we decided to cut our losses and rebuild our army. We signed an armistice with French commander Marshal Foch, and the war ended. After fighting ceased, many countries, especially Russia, broke out into revolution. They were struggling between rulers, and Russia fell under Alexander III. He began organized violence against the Jews. He imposed strict censorship codes and used spies throughout the state. This was smart because it kept his country protected and submissive. After him, a series of incompetent leaders emerged, such as Stalin the Communist. He was cold and impersonal. A true leader must connect with his followers so that they believe in his plan for success. While the world was in ruins and the Great Depression took hold of America, new art forms popped up. Surrealism appeared, linking dreams with reality, and new music emerged like jazz. Fascism rose in Italy with Mussolini, and eventually I rose to power in Germany. In jail, I wrote Mein Kampf, a memoir revealing my plan for Germany and the rest of the world. Then I became chancellor. I called for another election, and my Nazi party won. We signed a non-aggression pact with Stalin, and then conquered Poland. I came up with a brilliant military strategy, the Blitzkrieg, as a plan to take over countries quickly. France and other countries fell to our armies, and we began the Holocaust. We killed off as many impure people as possible. We used mass burnings and chemical weaponry to exterminate them quickly. After the war was over, we were punished for our heroic actions and demilitarized. The Cold War was fought by the U.S. and Russia because America was angry that Stalin had signed a non-aggression pact with me, and the Soviets were upset that the U.S. had not intervened before 1944. They were both cowards for not initiating actual battles, but they were also smart for using spying tactics to get needed information. Eventually, both countries signed the détente to limit their number of missiles, and the U.S. improved relations with the Soviets. After this, small nations began gaining independence. This was a huge mistake because bigger, more powerful countries should be leaders. This way, international powers can gain strength, and smaller countries can be ensured of protection and expansion.